Hey guys, welcome back. Marius here, and today we have World of Warcraft Classic. If you want to skip intros, down in the description you always can, mostly you can find timestamps, so you can skip ahead and get right to the point, but I want to give some little introduction about the video. The Classic is coming out this year, everyone is excited. Me myself, well, I played when actually there was vanilla there, so I have a pretty clear idea what was there. But many expansions later, obviously the game has changed quite a lot. And for us to understand what the game will be, there are two ways how this can be done. Okay, three ways. One is the beta. When you have the luxury and access to beta, then you can go yourself and take a sneak peek and see what is there. Obviously it can change and whatnot. Second choice is when we have existing game and we take down and take away all the patches one by one and get to the core, to the 1.12 patch, and see, yeah, that's the game finally how it will be. Long process and not sure actually doable. And another one, what I will be doing here is I am starting from the patch actually a little bit before release, and I picked out essence and some awesome things when and how they were introduced, and I'm going patch by patch notes. Some of them are skipped if there are minor updates, up to patch 1.12, which is, well, based, the Classic will be based on that. So there are some cool, awesome things I found myself and I digged through, and trust me, there's a ton of information. The patch notes were huge because the game was huge, so I picked just little scratch of the actual patch notes and updates were done when the game came out up to patch 1.12. I will mention specifically there are nothing mentioned about each specific class, because obviously there was that video would take some few days to capture everything. And also not taking in consideration professions. So basically it's main game content, a little bit touching PvP, because there's also a lot of changes, and just to sculpt the idea what to expect and what's definitely there in World of Warcraft Classic. So 99 features we will have in World of Warcraft, most likely. Obviously still in beta they can, and they already mentioned some changes like phasing and sharding, they call it sharding, and then some other nowadays features, but in old content. Alright, so enough of intro, let's get to 99 features and the bitch ain't want. And this, yeah, let me switch the video, and these are the patches. So how I structured it, as you can see, there's a huge patch note. Obviously that's the date when it came out. Down in the description will be also a link where this all information can be found. And trust me, if you are really into it, you probably already dug through and found most of it. But important and interesting thing is, in US it was released in 2004, November 23, and those two patch notes I will be talking are 6 days and 16 days before actual release. And then one bigger patch came out, and only then in Europe we had the game. Oh my god, you see, in February it came out in Europe. Why? But anyways, okay, let's go through. And patch 1.1, 16 days before actual release. The patch notes, well, I'm excited, but I'll try to be quick with everyone, because there's 99 to unpack. So racial traits are now available in all races. 16 days before actual game release, the patch introduces all races and all traits. There was all of them, but just nice. So obviously we had that. There's also rumors about Onyx. As we know, the actual Classic will be coming in phases. Not all the content will come out in the same time, so similar as we will go through the patch, you will see when and what dungeons and raids are coming out. So yeah, rumors about Onyx Sea and also Blackrock Mountain is discovered in the patch. But what is this song? Okay, let me change the song. There's but one creature in all Killmonger that possesses the strength and stamina to beat the Tauren Rider into battle. Majestic Kodo Beast. Kodo Beast was introduced only now. There was no such... I don't like the song, but anyways. Alright, now we can ride the Kodo. Thank you very much. On death, all equipment will be lost 10% durability, and you can see before the game actually they changed it a little bit. Why I have so stupid music in the background? Alright. So yeah, there was a time when durability was lost on death only 10%. All spears are now polyarms, and basically polyarms are changed, and basically 16 days before release, spears were taken out. Previously there was spears, nowadays probably no one knows anymore, but previously there was 2 of them, now all of them count as polyarms. Obviously the proficiency also is changed and adjusted. Armor can't be swapped out while in combat. This is interesting because it was used on vanilla in many cases when you had I believe trinkets still can be swapped out, and weapons. If you could trigger some kind of weapon ability, not ability, but bonus, and it has a huge cooldown or something. There was a cases where swapping weapons were a huge thing, and probably it will be. But armor, no touching anymore. Alright. Just clicking on item has been added to Auction House interface. Imagine the interface was such a huge problem, and in this patch we can have them added in interface. Obviously the game itself, Classic, as I understand and read all through about it, will be based on nowadays interface but old content, so I think most of the UX updates, that's not regarding it, will be up to date, the fully latest what we've seen so far. But yeah, you now get 10% discount at high reputation buying items, repairing, training, and taxi flights. It's a big deal because obviously back in Manila there was a huge problem. The money was not as easy. Gold was, well, you had to count every copper, every silver, so 10% when you are at max reputation, it's kind of big deal. It's a big deal, and it was introduced 16 days before the actual release. Right, moving on, patch 1.1. 6 days. We are 6 days, almost a week before the game is coming out. What we have: item durability cost has been greatly decreased for superior and epic items. So whenever you will be in a classic, trust me, the repair cost will be huge, and imagine it was even greater, and it was only here released, reduced. Alright, cool. Also in the same day, 17th of November, we have added auto unstuck feature that you can prior to petitioning to guildmasters. So it was a huge thing when you had a problem with the game. In the beginning you had to open a ticket and write a guildmaster, and then they came many times. It was next day actually they wrote you back and asking what's the issue. So now we have unstuck button. Only now we can click and unstuck ourselves, because a lot of huge thank you for adding that. We will have that in Classic obviously as well, because as I said, nowadays game using Spirit Healer now result in 25% durability loss for equipped items, blah blah blah, instead of previous 100%. Imagine previously whenever you use Spirit Healer, boom, you have 0 armor. It's all, and then with the high prices Oh my god, oh my god. In PvP servers where you have to use Spirit Healer to get away from... oh my god, yeah. And also, yeah, the maximum resurrection sickness is decreased to maximum 10 minutes. It was even longer. It was all your armor is lost and it's longer than 10 minutes, like. And trust me, in vanilla dying is kind of casual thing. But thank you, it's a little bit balanced out. Reagents removed from for druids, for mages, and for priests. For you can see Mark of Wild, Arcane Intellect, and Power of Fortitude. So yeah, there was reagents used for them as well. Cool, they are removed now. Awesome. And then actually game releases on November 23rd for US market comes out game, and 1.1 months or 35 days later comes out the patch 1.2, and that introduces what? Holidays are added. As you can see, that is actually 3 days before a New Year's Eve, and there are holidays. Festive season, you all know that now. In World of Warcraft, there's always festives and giftings and snowball fighting and a lot of things. That was introduced in the first year, in the game came out. Also, Maraudon, welcome. Level 40 to 49 dungeon in Desales, open for and ready for business. Not my favorite dungeon, quite complex as most of them were, but awesome. Only then it opens up. Cool thing. There are now interface options that let you now display helm or cloak for your character. As I said, obviously it will be there, but yes, my favorite thing, obviously, removing helmet, because I chose my hairstyle and color for a reason, not to hide it beneath the helm. Duh. Alright, players will now receive credit for killing monsters even if they die during battle. Best thing for obviously affliction warlocks, because you put a lot of or bleeding effect or whatever, and you manage to die a little bit before the mob. Now, yeah, credited to get the count for all the named mobs, for all the bosses you need for quests. Thank you, we have that now. Right, players will now be able to purchase and train mounts for other races and factions. However, you need to get exalted first. So now basically mount gathering starts from here. Now you have not only your own race mount, but you can have other races as well. Obviously, still not. There will be mentioned as well. You can have in Horde Alliance mounts and Alliance Horde mounts, obviously. And looking for group channel has been added. Looking for improvements to group functionality has been added to feature patches. So yeah, this is not the thing, you know, the looking for group where you click buttons and suddenly your group magically appears. No. This is just a channel. Channel where you actually have to write down, please, I'm a noob, please boost me. Looking for dead mines, 60 player plus only, and whatnot. Giving gold and yeah, it's all there. Now we have looking for group channel. Awesome. And that's a lot months later, as you can see. 11th of February in Europe comes out also World of Warcraft, and we can have it. And in March, one day before Women's Day, I believe, 1.3, 3.4 months later than initial release comes out patch 1.3, and we have what we have. Players, let me see. Players who have completed Molten Core Discovery Quest now can port directly to the zone. So awesome, a little feature that allows you to, if you have completed, to teleport right to the Molten Core. Thank you for that. Quests that now have completed while in raid drop are no longer available if the instance is owned by raid drop, regardless of whatever you are currently in the raid drop or not. So if you are in a raid, obviously it's cleared for you, so you can complete the quest. If you just quickly leave the raid and before you are kicked out of the instance, you still can complete. So basically removing one of the exploits. It's kind of cool thing that if the quest is meant for group, you need to be in group. Whenever you are in a raid, automatically it's limited, only raid quests can be done. It's quite a familiar thing, but yeah, only 3.4 months later from the beginning it was introduced. Right, Dire Maul, new dungeon has introduced, 56 to 60 level, high level dungeon, now open for business. Awesome. Also, I don't really like that instance, but thank you. Now we have it. And 2 new outdoor raid bosses have been introduced. Well, thank you. Outdoor bosses are introduced. That's awesome. We have Lord Kazakh, the Demon, and Dragon. Monstrous Blue Dragon. Azaragus. Yeah, Azaragus has some, let's say, story to tell around him. But okay, but nothing to spoil, obviously. So yeah, other bosses, raid bosses. Those are not pro bosses. Those are huge things, and I think I managed to participate only 1 or twice, getting them killed. It was quite a tough thing to do back in Manila. Alright, meeting stones are now located outside of each dungeon to help players found group adventure within the dungeon. Still, there is nothing to do with looking for group thing. It's looking for group channel where you are added, and then you can still write to actual people and looking and introducing and finding a group and then getting together and going in dungeon. Cool. This was interesting point. I was curiously reading it. Dungeon player caps were introduced only now. Onyx Molten Core 14 members, and Blackrock Spire 15, and Dire Maul 5 members. And I was thinking, so there was a point where you could actually run with unlimited players? 500,000 players? I don't know, I'm just guessing, but yeah, now they basically speak like, okay, it's enough 40 players for you, 15 for you, and 5 players only in Dire Maul. Okay, I guess probably it was 10 at the beginning, then they decided, too easy, 5 members only. Cool. Alright, almost 5 months later, patch comes out, patch 1.4. We have player versus player honor system is now active. So every enemy player you killed before gave you nothing, because only now you have honor system. Alright, cool. Awesome, that's why in bold, yeah, you can see there's few patch notes that are in bold. In my opinion, these are quite crucial to have. So yeah, cool, awesome. What else we have? Children's Week celebration in Orgrimmar in May. Obviously, in Classic we need to wait for the May to see if that. I expect this celebration to be there as well in Classic, obviously. There's a new regular event in Stranglethorn Vale, so yeah, there's this fishing event. I hate it so much, but it is really needed if you want to become an expert fisher and get all the awesome loot that boosts your fishing. It's only there, and it's only for 1 person per week, I believe. Whoever the first provides the quest, the loot. Alright. Invasion by elements on different spots. So basically, I just checked that in Silithus, Ungoro Crater, Azhara, and Winterspring there are now elements. I've been there when there are already elements, but actually they were introduced almost 5 months later, so it was quite empty map before, I think. So now, yeah, we can farm the elements. Well, mages can. Other classes not so much. Alright, party key sharing information is now working. So party quest sharing. So before you were in a party and it was like, do you have this quest? No, but do you have? I think from here now in a quest log you can see when you are with someone in the party, you can share the quest, and so everyone has. For example, you are going in a dungeon, you have collected them. If they don't have any prerequisite quest line, then you can share the quest. Awesome! It saves so much time to just running and getting the quests itself. Quest giver who has repeatable quests now display with the blue quest marker all over the head instead of the yellow. Oh, it was so painful when it was not there at the beginning. In all starting areas there was a quest that is repeatable, and there was no blue marker, it was yellow, and I was like killing the little rabbits once, coming back, okay, 5 more rabbits, killing again, and I was like, I don't think there is a progress. Yeah, it was a repeatable quest, and I was like, damn it, Ken. So from now on we can oh, we have this blue quest marker, and I see I missed few notes before, but in the previous patch I thought that was the last one. Alright, recipes that are known will not show up in auction hall as usable items. Awesome, thank you. Previously there was no way that they were also showing up. And if this subject line is not filled in when you are sending mail, now it's automatically filled with the item being sent. Trust me, it's a big thing. Whenever you are sending, you are in a group, you are playing with friends, you are playing, I don't know, warrior, getting your gear, and then you want to send all the cloth items you receive together while questing to your friend. You had to type down the mail title. Subject line. It was so annoying when you are sending shit ton of materials or items and you are just trading with your friend or something. Now yeah, it pre-fills. Thank you, it's so awesome to have updated mailboxes. Right, let me check. In 1.3 I missed the last, actually that's the biggest update. So what else was introduced there? Mounts and hordes are still restricted, as I mentioned. Yeah, as they don't want to cross them. Also, you can now have multiple action bars on the screen on the same time. Oh my fucking goodness, I can't stress this enough. That's the first thing whenever I install World of Warcraft again. I need all my bars, I need my second bars, I need my bars, because there's in vanilla there's a lot of things where what you use them for. The same abilities have the levels, so lower level, and I will not even go there. Thank you. Now we have multiple action bars. You can activate an additional action bars through the interface. Okay, that's the same. You can now have quest completion criteria for the quest you are currently on display on the game screen as well as in the quest log. So if I understand correctly, this is the quest tracker, only now introduced, but below minimap by default it's now you can track the completion criteria. Before that it's always opening up the quest log. Oh my god, you can imagine what the painful experience it was before that. Alright, and the last one in the match was you can now lock your action bar and spells cannot be tracked out. Yeah, obviously this version it will be on the nowadays updated user interface, but before that you could not lock your oh my god. Okay, if you are a mouse clicker, obviously you are a clicker, you are already like few levels below the top class of both players, but yes, you could still potentially, if you click with mouse, you can accidentally drag out your your spells and items. And oh my god, I've been there at the beginning. So from now on, you can lock them. Yes, thank you, Blizzard. All right, now I have fully covered, well, in my opinion, the most important part, because we are building back up Classic, how it will be later on. Alright, we had a player versus player honor system introduced. Now 163 days later comes out patch, as you can see, a little update 1.4.1, and what is there? Honorless target. Players will now just land from a griffin or wyvern or step outside the instance. You will get buff for 30 seconds, during which the target will give you no contribution points if killed. So obviously, so the thing is basically the safe time when you yield no honor of being killed. But if you are Horde player or Alliance and you see the enemy faction I don't believe anyone will be, oh, he has a debuff, I will not honor. Nobody cares. You get ganked anyways, because you are the opposite side. You have to die. Even if there's no honor in killing you. But, well, at least they try to make this safe bubble around it for the moment. But I don't remember it working like that. You get ganked anyway. And added minimum level requirements for instances to prevent exploitative behavior. But obviously, you create level first character, and you have a friend who have played already, I don't know, 60 or raid gear and everything. You join up, team up, and go straight to the hardest possible instance, and you just see your XP bar going up. Obviously, exploit now. All the instances have minimum requirements. Obviously, you are trying to achieve and then get your friend that boost you to the instance. Yeah, that was the case. Still is the case. So yeah, but at least a little bit less exploitive. Alright, moving on. Half year later, we have patch 1.5, and oh my god, this is where the fun begins. Warzone Gulch and Ultra Quality battlegrounds are now available. So basically, the first battlegrounds are there, and thank you. PvP is basically live from this on. The fight begins, like for reals, not only on out there in the wild. Also, what's there interesting, what I found was bands. The shooting band ability now is toggle, so you don't have to press every time. You can toggle and then you start shooting bands. So I believe priests, warlocks, mages are super happy. Oh, mages not so much. Mages to go with stuff, I believe, but okay, it depends on your offhand item. And dishonorable kills gained by killing trivial civilian NPC. Obviously, there was a lot of people trolling and killing and ganking also NPCs, so other faction cannot complete your quests. So now they are considered dishonorable player, dishonorable kills, and I don't think it was mentioned, well, the capture was dishonorable kill removes your honorable kills down to 0. It can't go in minuses, but basically whatever honorable kills you had, there is a possibility that you reduce them back to 0 and you are where you started. But yeah, that's the thing introduced half year later. Moving on, but there's a lot to unpack. 7.6 months later, obviously, comes out patch 1.6. Blackwing Lair maximum 40 player raid dungeon is now introduced with a lot of encounters and rewards. So hell yeah, Blackwing Lair is out there and available. Thanks Blizzard. Also, yeah, the patch comes out Darkmoon Fair. I hate the thing. I don't know why. I find it stupid. I don't like it. Okay, but anyways, there's that. A lot of people I know participated and still enjoyed. There's a new way to enter the battleground quiz, Battle Masters. But most of you who haven't played vanilla probably like, what? Yeah. So Warzone Gulch and Ultra Qualities are actually in real life, in between zones. Alliance enters from one side and Horde from other side, and only traveling there and entering the cave, there's a zone, and then you start waiting in line for battleground. Only now there's a battle masters in major cities where you can talk to them and like, can I get in the battleground that is actually a few zones away from here, and you started the quiz. So yes, this huge boost for battlegrounds, so you don't need to travel. And obviously you will see there's, I will not spoil, you will see there will be some other awesome update as well. There's new option open upon login screen. If you if you click remember name checkbox, you can automatically game will automatically fill your account name when it starts. Obviously, it will be there. It's a UX feature, but until then, every time you had a disconnect or anything, you had to type down login and password. Oh my god, on huge releases, I will not even mention how painful it was before that. Alright, these weapons will no longer have normal chance to parry. Will now have the normal chance to parry as other weapons. For that, beast weapons, no parry. Parry is fully taking away damage, so yeah, thank you. Finally, feast weapons can be used. Pets will now enter passive follow mode when their masters are on mounts. Hunters and warlocks are super crazy for that. I was hunter and it was quite annoying when you're on a mount riding through the forest and your pet attacks everyone if you haven't changed your passive mode. You had to do that all manually. It was super micromanagement. Oh my god, thank you, we will have that. Items are on action bar now remain there even if they are used or consumed. Obviously it's also a huge help. What kind of stupid music I have there? If you used up your last health potion and now you collected another one, every time you used it was gone from action bar. You had to drag it back in. Now it just grays out and thank god, because all the times back and filling your gaps. Oh boy. Alright, what else we have there? If you shift click on the item link while you are entering chat text, the item link will now be pasted into the text. Yes, previously you had to actually write down item names yourself. There was no linking. It was introduced even only later on. What else? Mail recipient auto completion will now use names from your guild as well as your friend list. It's a huge deal because there was a lot of names obviously that are popular. For example, I don't know, base tank or warrior 1, warrior 1-1, and whenever you misspell the name and there was actual character, you send the mail to the wrong person. There was no way to retrieve them, obviously. Other person can just get your legendary item like, oh, thanks that you misspelled your friend's name and send it to me. And now this auto completion is you start typing and you have such similar name in guild or friend list, it pops up automatically. So oh boy, it was such a huge help. Oh, thanks, we will have that. Also, later on in next year already, 9.6 months later, Patch 1.7 comes out and Zul'Gurub is now there. 20-man raid instance, 120 new rare and epic items uncovered. Yes, that's a huge deal. A lot of cool, shiny new things together. But not only that, we have Arati Basin. 15 versus 15 players fighting each other for 2000 resources. Another third battleground is introduced. Obviously, with the Battle Masters. Oh my god. I remember how Arati Basin was a huge thing because Warsan Gulch was already like too boring and Alterac Valley was too long back in the day, so this Arati Basin was one of the middle grounds where it was actually quite entertaining and not only 10 versus 10 player. Oh my god, I loved that battleground. Alright, wait, what? Here is Strangletorm fishing event added, so what was the before? Oh shit, I misread, it was the... Oh boy, Gurubashi Arena. All the PvP, well, Strangletorm Warrior is well known for being ganked and going for the ganks, so it's PvP area, and the arena is introduced there. I misread, I just saw Strangletorm and I was so excited. This is the fishing event. Fishing event was added way after the release. 9.6 months later. Jesus, can't even read myself. I'm embarrassed a little bit. Alright. What else? This patch introduces switching weapon in combat, triggers 1 second global cooldown for all abilities for rogues and 1.5 for rest for everyone else. So it is introduced so people are not... I think there was an exploit when you could switch out weapons in the combat. You can still do that, but it triggers global cooldown, so there's removing the exploit. And that's a kind of big deal. So just balancing out for casual peoples and someone who tries to sneak in between some gaps in the game logic. Players who have died can now view their contents in their bags and view menus. Trust me, you will have your experience in vanilla dying quite a lot, especially if you're soloing. And now you can see your bags and menu items. Yeah, it was reduced to have your penalty when you're dead. It was quite annoying. At least now you can check your inventory while you're running back to your corpse. Need before greed, drop loot options now have been improved. So basically from now on there's a need, greed, pass, three familiar options in looting system, now introduced almost 10 months later. You can now disable the show scrolling of text when you are receiving a new quest. Oh my god. So whenever you talk this quest giver, they started talking like, back in my days in the forest was without wolves, please kill 10 wolves, whatever. So the lines were slowly appearing and you had to wait, basically animation when it goes through, and only then at the bottom there was like accepted. It was kinda, from one hand you were forced to read the text out so you know what to do. From other hand, me, as I had shit ton of alt, I knew all the quests from the head and I had to wait. Now on you can enable, so the quest pops up and that's it, and you can accept it and then go fill it out. Awesome. Overhead map now displays the directional icon for your character. Alright, so you can easier navigate if you are bad with maps and navigation. And quest rewards are now linked in the chat like every other items gained. So you can basically lure some members to help you, so some other people like, come help me with this quest, you can get this loot yourself, and you just link some, I don't know, super item with high agility, and obviously all the hunters are like, yes, I want to help you because I want that item too. Cool thing. Right, moving on. A few more patches to unpack. There is 10 months later, 10.5. We have patch 1.8 coming out at 10th of October. The cost per point of durability to repair plate, chain and leather items has been reduced to equal out cost for repairing cloth items the same quality. So basically plate was always the most expensive, and if you were cloth user it was like, fuck, simple as that. And I started with paladin. Oh my god, it was so painful to repair my plate whenever it was degraded down, durability lost. Oh my god. So now they equaled out, so it's not punishing people for plate and obviously chain and leather users. You can now repurchase up to 12 items if you have sold to vendor. So basically, buyback system was introduced 321 days later. If you misclicked some of the items and you sold them, gone. They were gone. You misclick, that's on you, dude. So now, and honestly, I used it maybe more, this option more than I want to admit. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for adding that huge relief. Also, you can now search the random suffixes such as of a monkey in auction halls. Those who don't know, there's addition like sword of a monkey, tunic of a monkey, pants of a monkey, and of a monkey contain yields, no, not yields, but has a specific set of stats. Of a monkey, I believe, has agility and stamina, two most used items for rogue and hunter, let's say. And you could search of a monkey from now on to find all the items that have those two abilities, or of intellect, or soldier, I think, later on introduced for warriors. Soldier had stamina, strength, and then another some. So yeah, that's cool thing. So now you can use auction house is a bit more friendly. Reputation tab now displays mouse over exactly how many reputation points you need to attain for next level to reach, and when you gain reputation in combat, you have exact numeric value. So previously, before before that, you had your reputation bar and you received some reputation, and it was basically not precise numeric values. So from now on you can have your reputation. Okay, you need 500 and you kill that mob, you get 5 reputation. Yeah, before that it was like so hard to determine how much you still need to do what. Alright, cool. Small little feature, but cool. Now let's see, 1 year later what we have. Patch 1.8.4. Battles must now last at least 10 minutes after starting the battle in order for the losing team to receive Mark of Honor. So basically, that's the time when Ord totally dominated Warsong Gulch. When they entered, it's running and getting all those 3 flags, and many times it was not even lasting 10 minutes. So losing team they were basically crashed. Let's put it in this way. All right, cool. A little bit punishing improvement for PvP. Patch 1.9 coming out 13.3 months later. Gates of Ankiraj World Event. Ruins of Ankiraj and Temple of Ankiraj. So it's all opening now. No, it's not Desolate. Below Desolate. Desolate was up there, the map. Yeah, so now we have outdoor instance and indoor instance opening up. Huge event. Obviously in Classic it will be there, but not from the start. As I said, they will. It's opening in stages, similar as we have now. As you can see, only 1 year later in World of Warcraft the instance was introduced, so similar will be there. What else? Linked auction houses. Oh boy, I will not go in details, but you can imagine how some high level rich players, I mean in a game gold rich, could have monopoly and just manipulate market and have the prices and adjust it. So now when auction houses are linked, it's not, I believe it's still separated by fractions, I mean Ord and Alliance, they still are not linked, obviously, but they are linked Alliance with other Alliance auction houses. So it's not, yeah, they are now in one bigger system that is harder to manipulate with monopoly or oligopoly tradings. My brother did that, so I know. You can make shit ton of money when you have some monopoly on herbs, on ores, or in some specific items you can collect and purchase everyone else out and sell in your own on your own terms. Right. Now for that, multiple battleground quiz. What it means, previously if you wanted to go Warsong Gulch, there's one quiz, you wait for it, and that's it. Now you can wait in Arathi Basin and let's say Altaric Valley, and whoever comes up first can join. Oh my god, I love this patch. Previously there's always the choice. I so want that, I need that marks, but I need also those marks, so you stay in one line. Now you can stay in many lines. Awesome. What else? Yeah, this is a huge, I introduced all today, so you can check yourself, but basically calendar system now is introduced when the raids actually are when the reset happens. And as you can see, Molten Core happens every 7 days, Blackwing layer also 7 days, resetting it on weekly maintenance, but Onyx here every 5 days, Group every 3 days, and basically now it's introducing resetting and it doesn't matter when you started. For example, the same Molten Core, it resets on maintenance day. It doesn't matter if you cleared the instance 6 days before or last evening. It has strict reset despite of when you have it cleared, so it equals out basically, and actually puts a lot of pressure when there is again clear resetted instance. So not quite sure the benefits of it, but yeah, now it's there, it's introduced. What else? Food and drink are now separate categories. You can have only one food and one drink. Previously, that's the time when we would have shit ton of buffs, so basically all the food buffs, and now on there will be one drinking and one food buff only. Cool. Tip of the day feature has been added. That's on a loading screen. That's a cool thing for new players, because there's a lot of good tips that help you in the game. Key binding can now be saved either globally or per character basis. It's also UX improvement UI actually, and I had a lot of characters, and there's always, for example, for Rogue going stealth, I had one dedicated keyboard key, and for rest of the classes it was not needed there. So it was painful when you could save only one key binding. Now you can switch and save per character. Thank you, I like this. Thank you for introducing that feature. Added ability to link enhancing recipes in chat. Yes, enhancing was something painful, as previously you had to type down, oh, I can give you striking, and those who don't know what is striking, like, yeah, but what this enhancement does, it adds you damage to your weapon. Like, oh, it was so painful. Now you can from now on you can link recipes in chat. So if you're an enhancer, you link the recipe, like, here you go, this is the recipe I can make. Such a huge upgrade. I like it. Well, my brother was enhancer, so it was quite painful. He knew all the stuff, but still, whenever I was like, yeah, but what else can you give me? And like, it was painful. Now on, you can link it. Awesome. 1.3 years later, patch 1.10. We are close to actual final World of Warcraft Classic release. So let's see what we have. New high-level armor set. So what it is? Adventurers of Azeroth can now quest to upgrade their previously rare equipped dungeon set, new higher quality set, including epic gear. So basically, this is dungeon set. Every class has have them the set. It was all blues, I believe, in the first level, and now the introduction is you can upgrade them by completing quests and going in dungeons and raids, I think, as well. And not all the parts from rare will be upgraded to epic, but some of them are. I believe it's 2 epics and still 3 blues. I just think I saw some cases. So anyways, it's a huge upgrade. It's based on your current gear, so some quite lengthy path to get them, but that's your way to get epic. And trust me, on vanilla, epic was actually epic, not like in nowadays, like epics everywhere. Just come online, open something, and you have already epic. It was big deal. So now it's introduced. Actually, it should be, yes, that's in bold. Weather system has been introduced. The following areas. Oh shit! I think I have not added a mood. So there was Stranglethorn Valley and a lot of places, and I remember this day. I remember this day when I went specifically through Stranglethorn Vale, and rain started, and I was like, oh shit! It was such a awesome addition. All the jungle and everything is already breathtaking. I know, breathtaking, sorry, pun intended, but this weather system actually gave another super awesome feeling in World of Warcraft, and it came out 1.3 years later. Thank you for that. But this is the thing, this is the real shit. Fuck that. Before that, whenever you reach maximum level, that's it. You complete the quest, you get nothing. Nothing. Just the rewards. From this patch, 490 days later, when you are at max, your experience is converted in gold. Actually, I'd say this is the biggest thing, biggest money maker that was in World of Warcraft. Obviously, besides farming and auction house manipulations, but when you had 16, you had quite a lot of still quests to do and raid quests and all that. And for every quest you do on a max level, you get quite a big gold boost, because there's a default reward, let's say 1 gold. You are at max level, now you have 4 golds. It's quite a big boost, so yes, a huge thing. Thank you, we will have that. New final destination flight pass. There was a lot of updates where new flight pass were actually added, so at one point I stopped putting them in the updates. But that's a huge thing, because previously in vanilla there was way less flight pass, so you had to run quite a big distances to get there, from point A to point B. Nowadays, yeah, there's way more flight pass. Reputation will no longer be gained if a pet kills a monster without aid, so you can't go AFK and leave your pet killing monsters. No, reputation will not be gained. Added support for widescreen resolutions. Nowadays, I believe everyone has widescreen. See? Only in 2006 that was introduced. Obviously, back in the days, it was now just introducing. What else? You can now display. Reputation bar can be added below experience bar. Previously, it was you had to open all the time and check if you are tracking some of the reputations. Shift R, again, UI feature that you can respond to last person you spoke to when you are trading or looking for drop or someone is. It was so awesome feature that, for example, if you're chatting with someone whose nickname is Big Booty Tauren Warrior that kills gnomes, and you had to type down all the name, or you're smarter, you type it once and copy it, but then it was painful. And then Shift R, and you are replying to the last person you spoke to. Awesome. Trust me, I use it few 100,000 times. You will do the same because there's a lot of more chatting. All set bonuses for the set now display even if you do not have all the required items for that set. So I don't recall it, I don't have it in my memory, but what it means nowadays, it's logical. You pick up one set item, it has the list of everything you basically other parts, and if you have 2 set items, you will have this bonus, then you have 4, you have this. Apparently, until this point, you had no idea what kind of set bonuses you will have. Yeah, set bonuses. All set bonuses are now available, so it was just a mind-boggling. Why? Obviously, everyone was sitting in background in internet and looking up what kind of item where to pick and guides how to get your set and all that, and what are the set bonuses. But still, it's pretty I'd say awesome and needed feature, and we will have it, so cool. You can now mouse over item in your mailbox and and get item information without opening the mail. Mail is a big thing because back in the days, I think, yeah, there will be tailoring biggest bags, and they will be pinned on pickup, so not everyone will have it, and the materials will be pretty expensive, so expect a lot of issues with limited space in your inventory because of many reasons. Not only smaller bags, but a lot more items needed, reagents needed, a lot of things. And one of the things how you can avoid it is using mailbox as a temporary holder. The problem was, if the mail was not open, it stayed there for 30 days, I believe. And I think it was one of the patches as well, but okay, we'll see. But if you open the mail and checked what's in there, it was in 3 days time you need to take it out before the mail actually will vanish. So, and before that, if you couldn't recognize from a small icon what the item is, there was no way to tell if you need to take it out or not. From now on, you can mouse over and see this. It's small things, but trust me, it mattered. And add-ons and macros may not call or hook function that initiates movement. I believe this is the first biggest fight against gold farmers, where there was macros or add-ons. Well, gold farmers probably do the same anyways, but there was a macros that could trigger some actions and movement, and from now on, it's quite a lot limited the macros themselves. Well, everyone has a macros, and there will be a lot of macros for all the classes. So yeah, from now on, no more movement trigger. Alright, we are close to the end. Patch 1.11 is coming out. 1.6 years later, the cost to unlearn talents will now decay over time. The cost will be reduced by a rate of 5 golds per month to minimum 10 golds. So there is no double talent system. You can have only one specialization, and if you want to switch, you need to pay twice. Switch, let's say, from arms warrior to tanking, and then coming back if you need to help some friend in dungeon or raid for tanking. And all the time that rate goes up, and previously it never went down. So basically you were screwed at some point. You were like super expensive, and then from now on, once per month, the cost was reduced. It was like, I remember when in guilds it was like, oh, I need some few more days, then it will be the cheaper version, and then I switch my talents, and it's like cool. It was amazing, and thank you Blizzard for introducing that. It's still a little bit helping out for those who like switching over to other professions. Not professions, talents. Then a little update, 1.6 still 2 days. Oh yeah, it's rounding up. Coming out patch 1.11.2. The looking for group channel is now default off. Players will need to join the channel to access it. So yeah, it was quite spammy at the time because there was everyone across the server looking for group. So if you are minding your own business and, I don't know, soloing the quests, all the chat was all the time going, because obviously there was someone looking for raid, someone looking for dungeon, someone. It was kind of problematic. So yeah, at that point, by default off. Thank you for that. Alright, now we are in the last part. As you can see, World of Warcraft Classic will be based on game evolved for 1.7 years since release. 637 days if you want to be precise. And as you can see, the patch came out on August 22nd, 2006. And yeah, there are a little bit versions 1 and 2 added, balancing and hotfixes, some more points there, but there's still debate on if and what kind of updates from these two patches will be, and if they will be introduced in the game. So, but there was not such big things. The most big things are still here. So the patch 1.12, the game World of Warcraft Classic will be based on cross-realm battlegrounds, PvP battlegrounds linked Outer Valley, Warsong Gulch, Arati Basin. What it means now, if you're stuck in a server where, let's say, there is, I don't know, 80% Alliance players, It's a huge issue because the waiting line is so long for all the battlegrounds. It was so painful and it was frustrating. And then there's a server where everyone goes horde, and obviously Alliance players are scared no one's there. Now the cross realm works only for battlegrounds. No cross realm for PvE, dungeons and questings, but battlegrounds themselves, it was a huge deal because now on it's open. Everyone who wants to fight in a battleground, they're all in one big pool, and it improved the waiting lines quite a lot. It's I think one of my favorite updates for the game because I pretty much spend a lot of time in battlegrounds. What else? World PvP. This is the introduction of Silithus. Yeah, Ankiraj. I couldn't remember the Silithus, obviously. Silithus and Eastern Plaguelands. There are now quests that are basically triggering you PvP. You are, and you can be stopped by opposing forces, and it was quite engaging, quite fun. I remember Eastern Plaguelands where the towers were taken, and it was quite interesting when you do your quest and you see in a map like, oh, someone is doing PvP. Let's go and gang them. Let's just disturb a little bit them. It was quite cool introduction there. What else? One of the big issues regarding PvE is threat reduction effects. You will see, you can read out what's there, but basically there was not strict logic applied how threat reduction is working. In some cases it was summing up, in some cases it was multiplying. You can see the example. If you have 30% and 20% reduction, in some cases it added up to 50% reduction, like summing them up, and in some cases it was multiplied, so obviously the threat reduction at the end was only 44%. So what is happening now, they are all multiplicative. What it means, basically, in cases, many cases where was this summing up logic, it now is less threat reduction. What it means, basically, too long didn't read. It introduces a little bit more problem with threat management for all the DPS classes. Previously, if you had 50% threat reduction, now it is less by 6%, and it's a huge problem because if you get the aggro from the raid boss, one shot, one kill, raid wave, basically it's a big problem. And back in vanilla, threat management is big, let's say, part of the game, and this is also clearing out. There's always multiplicative formula for threat reductions. What else? Similar for haste and slow effects. It's a bit different. Long story short, the end is really explaining how it is. If you have boost that gives you 30% haste, basically your attack speed is increased, and in the same time you have a debuff that decreases by 30%, they cancel each other out. Simple as that. There is no some strange mysterious calculations how it's taking from total value and whatnot. Basically 30% plus 30% minus equals out, you're back in where you started. So this also clears out some things for some classes, how it works basically for every class and everyone. What else? Deserter debuff will now continue to expire while you're offline. So let's say in the battleground you had to quit or something, there's a debuff, you can't enter battleground. And now if you had to go off, obviously you're offline, the debuff remained this full length. It was quite painful, I experienced myself sometimes, also for some rage quit reasons, going deeper in that. But yeah, now it expires. When you come back, okay, you had your time off, you cooled off, then back join battlegrounds. What else? Honorable kills now diminish at rate 10% per kill, then 25. So basically, previously it was like you kill enemy player 3 times and it gives you 0 honor. Now you can kill him 10 times. Good thing, right? More ganking, more corpse. What was it called? Corpse camping. Yes, good old thing, corpse camping. What else? Need before greed drop loot countdown timer. Well, now is 3 minutes increased, I think. So it is a big deal because in a raid drop versus 40 players, you are coming together and you still have this need, greed, or pass, and you are now actually talking with your guild, with your other people. Like, do you need that weapon? Okay, you have something almost like the same, but for me it would be a huge upgrade for my off spec. Who else wants it? A lot of debate and things in most cases, and those 3 minutes timer before you actually get to the resolution who will take it, it was kind of painful. Now on, yeah, it's 3 minutes cooldown there, so it's all good. Binned on acquire item. Yes, because whenever, basically it was not binned on acquire, it was binned on pickup. That was the term in days, but okay. Anyways, cool. Now you have 3 minutes cooldown. When you destroy superior quality item, blue or better, now you have confirmation, so you can't accidentally delete it, and players now can inspect each other by the range of 10 yards. I will just not spoil, but yeah, spoil you a little bit. I checked few patches later. These 10 yards are actually again increased in 30 yards. Basically, previously in vanilla you had to stand right side by side so you can see the items. Obviously you want to see and show your items, get in the dungeon so everyone can see that you are okay, you are geared enough to join. So yeah, this is it. These are the things. Sorry, it took some time, but now you can see all the things, all the dungeons, all the updates, all the honor systems, battlegrounds, everything that is since beginning up to patch 1.12. It's all there, and it should be there for World of Warcraft Classic. Yeah, this basically concludes the video. I will cut it here. I am thinking of a huge work, looking, let's say, few 1-2 expansions in future, further in World of Warcraft, to see what updates came out later on but are not present in World of Warcraft Classic. I will give you one. It's a bonus, okay, for those who actually look through my video. A bonus is we had a debate that Eye of, what was the title? Eye of human racial trait. It was introduced later on, that removes all the charming effects and basically losing your character removal effects. In World of Warcraft Classic, instead of that, they have increased perception for 20 seconds or 10 seconds and 2 minutes cooldown or something like that. So in this patch, a lot of people still think that humans will have the racial, the best PvP racial. No, it comes later in the patches, but as far as I know, it will not be in World of Warcraft Classic. So yes, there's a lot of things that obviously in the game move forward and improve and change, but yeah, it will be interesting to see, for me to check some more and give you an idea what not to expect, what will be missing in World of Warcraft. But these were 99 features. You're wondering how the hell I had 99. Is, as you can see, there are 99 entries. You can see basically there are 99 entries in the screen. So yeah, it's off the screen. Yeah, these are the features I was talking about, all the patches when they came out, what's about them, and in my opinion, most of them had huge influence, impact on gameplay, on experience, on World of Warcraft, and it will be in a classic. Alright, enough of me talking. Thank you guys for watching. Yes, I will be playing World of Warcraft Classic. This is one of my games from my youth, so yes, you can be expecting more World of Warcraft videos from me. but I will conclude my video with this awesome screen where we all been, or at least me, entering Azeroth and becoming rogue, paladin, or whatever. Alright guys, thank you for watching. We will meet in next videos. This was Maris. Cheers and bye.